Tell us your names, tell me your names, what you do.
My name's Ita Maudwaller, and I'm part of Rart alongside Leanne Elliott. That's her name there.
That's me, Leanne Elliott.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And just tell us about, did some performance stuff we filmed earlier. Tell us about that. What's that all about?
Yeah, we did a retrospective performance of all of the past performances we've done the last 9 months to a year. So as we can bring all of the art and everything that's been building up on Manifesto with us to the art fair, we performed like snippets, really minimal snippets.
It's a kind of physical demonstration, and a kind of literal demonstration of everything, and also about the kind of the process of making as an artist. So it was all that culminated in a performance on the Tuesday evening, using the objects that some of the artists use within their performances that we've curated and put together as part of Rart.
Yeah, do you think that point of war yourselves and drawing stuff is that? But tell us a bit more about what the ideas behind that is.
Yeah, well, they're all from separate performances, so they've all got totally different elements within them, and so they're totally taken out of the context that they're intended to, and then they kind of mean something.
Kind of re-amalgamated. But there's obviously connotations of water, of like quenching oneself, and then the drenching, like replenishing, and then there's obviously religious connotations. So it was a kind of that was the rhythm within the performance, the drenching of oneself, and then.
And the flower was a performance by someone who's part of our collective called Emma Boulding, and she created a performance where she basically made a sieve flower repetitively over a naked pregnant woman for the duration of about 2 hours, and then until she was basically just a huge mound of peaks. So it was a really short, sharp bit of that. But the interesting thing was that all of and one of the other performances with the shaking, that was performed by Kiki, an artist in London as well. But those two together, it was a real like feminist notion, although that's not actually something that we were dealing with. So it was a bit.
Yeah, when you kind of take something out of its context and reform it, and obviously within the context, the cultural context of being here and at Dubai,
so
there's
removed.
so many references, and then kind of it implies so much, but it's kind of really interesting for us to kind of perform it in a different context.
Cool. I think you got some weird reactions. What did you make of it all?
I think it was the noise.
The noise, actually, yeah, because there was lots of.
It's quite vocal. A lot of what we do as well in London is quite vocal, and so that was a really important element. And alongside the rhythm of the water, the vocal, very loud noise. So, and I think that when we started, we were almost like. The frustration of the fact that nobody there wasn't really that many people viewing the performance anyway, because it was kind of a little bit out of the way, and but then
also do you get people to kind of like, it's okay, we're performing, and it was like, is it theatre? What do you know? Okay, what
is it going to be a dance?
Is it going to be a dance? I can see you've got
none of the above.
Yeah, it's okay. Is this an artist performance there? Okay. You know, it was just kind of difficult.
And so the noise was like almost like a calling thing, so that everybody came over, but it was good actually, because it was obviously choreographed in it anyway.
Yeah, and
but without that, I think it would have lost something. Yeah,
because it kind of it did definitely truly be played.
And people didn't know when to clap, did they, at the end?
No, that was
not
really nice.
Not that we needed them to clap anyway.
There was a continual like awkward like tension throughout, wasn't it? Have they stopped? Are they going to? Here comes the water. Does that mean it's starting again, or is that the ending? There was that kind of that weird kind of that tension and that what's going to happen next, and then we draw, and then we, so it was a kind of the rhythm was displaced within the kind of awkwardness.
And in London, there's quite a lot of artists and viewer participation. Like we come together and do a lot of work collaboratively with the people who are around us. But obviously, because we were in Dubai Art Fair and we were messy and we were wet, flowery,
noisy,
we were like angry
at first.
Part of it is like when we're meant to go into the audience and find someone to come bring back in to be part of the performance.
But to find someone that we connected with or responded with. But it
didn't happen.
Obviously,
so that
nobody
just had
wanted to connect or respond.
So but it was really organic. It just changed, and then we came around and found each other.
Because that's important as well, because we work collaboratively. It's like the trust between us. So that as much as I hate to use the word organic, but it was organic because it kind of unfolded. It's based on the trust between us as a collaboration and the knowing between us, and
it was
cool. That's that covered. Really intricate stuff. Actually, also talk about, you did some stuff. film where you do stuff with kids and the painting
Yes.
and stuff. Just give us an overview of what that's all about. What's that?
Well, we run a programme in London alongside our exhibitions that we put on and alongside performance and stuff, an education programme that is very similar to Start, who run an education programme with Art Dubai.
Yeah.
And they help working with disadvantaged children. And so because of those connections, we came over and we did some workshops with children here.
As part of the British Council, their Thinking Cloud programme, it's like a cultural exchange. But yeah, it's kind of like, as well as or alongside Start, we've got a similar ethos, like widening the access to art. So like within our exhibitions, it's all very much within the public sphere. We want people to come and see artists making and respond to that, as well as like the final product, you know, the gleaming, shining, final completed artwork. It's about the process alongside and kind of opening that up, that, you know, that the crazed mind of the artist that they're making.
So the children came along together and worked collaboratively as well. So they get the idea of working in the shared process
and
of thinking and making. It was actually, they made some really nice things. Really nice, even though it was so hot.
It was
so hot that we were suffering, but they were fine.
Done really well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to unplug it a bit. Halfway out. Sorry. It's cool. Actually, tell us about the kids' reactions. Were they getting into it? Were they like getting into it?
They were really good, weren't they?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, they were really good. I mean, there was lots of, we really wanted to talk to them about, so they had a big grand kind of canvas to work on, and so the idea they had to design, or not design, again it was organic and evolved because it was like their depiction of Dubai, so they're creating
thinking about the colours that they wanted to depict Dubai, and then they had to communicate with each other before it went on to the big composition. So they were going through a decision-making process and discussing with each other and saying no, and they were really nice and calm and patient and thoughtful.
It was like, well, I want laser defence, but how many lasers defence? I think we've got 4 already. Okay, right, let's go. So you get the blue because that's the laser defence. And then
they were sort of sharing techniques. Like one of them had a really good technique with the 2 colour pastels, and then when he had to leave, because also it was a drop-in thing, so there were some people coming and other people going. When he left, he passed on the technique to somebody else, and then they took it on. And that kind of learning is really important, like laser peer learning. And
peer learning is similar to what happens within kind of artist kind of groups.
Yeah. They were lovely.
Really
basically.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you actually finally about, this is your first time out to Dubai? You've been here before?
Yes, first time.
And what were your impressions about Dubai and what it's about?
Unbelievable. The whole thing is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been, I think, it's been really slick, but not disgustingly so. You know, sometimes when you go to it, it's all just too tight. It kind of it makes a lot of sense, and even the way that it's kind of mapped out, like Sven, the guy who designed the mapping, he was explaining that it's like a city and it kind of unfolds, and every time it's a different experience. And
we've totally experienced that. When we went in today, we were like, it's actually a different show today.
Same place.
It was.
Is it the same place? No, it's different. Where are we now?
And it's also our first time to Dubai, and so that's a really surreal experience. It's like living in the hyperreal, but it's really, we've actually had a really, really, really positive time, and seeing all of the like kind of Arabic contemporary art and how things are growing and like moving at quite a quick speed, and it's like some pieces have still got like a really nice kind of fresh naivety about them, and that's all really exciting.